Our episode commences with our hero, Haruto, positioned before Princess Flora. He hadn't anticipated encountering her in a locale such as this. Liselot Kracia addresses him and expresses gratitude for his rescue, presenting herself as the sovereign of Amante. She then acquaints him with Princess Flora, who is the second princess of the Kingdom of Beltrum, alongside the current patriarch of the ducal family, Hyuga named Gustav. Haruto tenders apologies to Princess Flora if he has committed any transgression against her, but she consoles him that she is unharmed and inquires if they have crossed paths previously. Gustav proposes that if Princess Flora believes she has observed him before, he must be a nobleman from some realm. Haruto clarifies that he doesn't presume he has encountered Princess Flora before, as he is merely a nomad, journeying from destination to destination, honing his swordsmanship, far detached from interacting with royalty. Then Miss Chloe emerges and welcomes Haruto, although he doesn't recollect her distinctly. She reminds him that she assisted him in the Rika establishment while he was acquiring goods. Haruto recalls and conveys his appreciation for her aid at that juncture. Liselot also expresses gratitude for his patronage at their shop in Amante. Then we are introduced to a man named Sakata, whom Haruto is privileged to meet as a genuine champion. Sakata responds that Haruto appears to be a highly adept blade wielder, and Haruto expresses thanks for the praise. Sakata then takes his leave, escorting Princess Flora with him. Haruto suggests to Liselot that he could aid them in mending their carriage, but they require an assessment of its state first. Liselot requests Miss Arya to inspect the carriage with her, and Haruto observes Arya, reminiscing about the occasion when he and his companions witnessed Miss Arya combat adversaries in Harika establishment attire as she was attending to the offspring of the ducal Kracia lineage. Returning to the present, Haruto proceeds to the carriage and unlocks it with his sword. Liselot remarks on his proficiency, observing how he employed his sword to manipulate the air currents in their prior skirmish. She elucidates that it's a charmed sword, an antiquated and exceptionally precious instrument. The setting transitions to Chloe and the girls formulating juice. Cosette requests Chloe to present them to the hero Haruto, as he is exceptionally proficient and formidable. Chloe replies that she and Haruto aren't sufficiently acquainted for introductions, prompting Natalie to softly reprimand Cosette for discomfiting Chloe. Liselot then nears them and directs them to distribute beverages to everyone. Meanwhile, Haruto concludes repairing the carriage, and Liselot conveys heartfelt thanks for his assistance. Cosette delivers a drink to Haruto, presents herself, and then departs. The assembly congregates around a colossal sword fixed in the earth, pondering how they will dislodge it. Sakuta advances, approaches the sword, utilizes his might, hoists it, and hurls it aside. Everyone applauds him while Haruto is astonished by Sakuta's immense mystical power. Subsequently, everyone departs. Our heroes embark upon the carriage, and everyone expresses gratitude to Haruto for rescuing them. Liselot informs him she will officially thank him when they arrive at Amante. Haruto assures her that it's superfluous. Sakata playfully chides Liselot for bowing to Haruto despite her elevated standing, noting that it was he who bestowed Haruto permission to travel with them. The scene then alters to Latifa instructing the children in the Australian dialect. After the instruction, a boy invites Masato to engage in fishing with him. His companion inquires if he isn't going to refine his spiritual techniques, to which Masato replies that he will do so afterward. Latifa clarifies that employing a mystical implement also qualifies as training in spiritual techniques. She states, "Masato instructed me to fish with the mystical implements." Next, we perceive the girls exercising their magic to command water, but faltering. Their instructor motivates them not to surrender, as it's merely the commencement and their endeavors are commendable. She recommends they partake in tea. Ati chooses to embark on a stroll alone when she spots some young children. She recollects the past when she resided joyfully with her parents. Her father would perpetually pledge never to abandon her alone with her mother. Returning to the present, we observe Latifa passing by Aki and inquiring if she is well. Aki responds that she is fine, but explains she was watching some children engage in a family pastime, although they have now retreated to their dwellings. Then all the girls return home for a repast, but discern that Masato was delayed. Aki mentions that when they initially arrived here, Masato was very apprehensive, but now he has acclimated to the location. The girls then recall the past when they first came to the village and were unacquainted with Haruto at that time. Latifa was slumbering in Haruto's chambers, and the girls presumed he was detaining her captive. They bound him, only to realize later that they were gravely mistaken. Latifa had been rendered unconscious by spiritual magic, and Haruto was aiding her. It was all a misinterpretation, but they later expressed regret when they grasped the reality. During his slumber, Haruto would frequently utter the name Mike Han, which caused Mike Han to flush then. We see Misato entering the dwelling with a very large fish, and they decide to prepare it for luncheon. Meanwhile, Meet Tion is in her quarters honing her magic. The girls enter, and Meet Tion inquires why they are present. They inform her it's concerning Aki, as they sense something appears amiss with her. The following morning, Aki is observed departing with the girls watching her from the dwelling. After concluding her training, Aki returns home and detects a delightful fragrance. She finds Orphea in formal garb and inquires why she's attired thusly. Orphea explains that she borrowed the outfit from Miharu and found it very appealing. Latifa comments that she wishes her elder brother could witness her dressed like that. Orphea explains that she dressed up because she was preparing a special morning meal. Aki notices an apple pie and is overjoyed. Michonne serves it to her, but Aki inquires why they're abruptly making something so special. The girls reveal that Miharu desired to make it and imparted the recipe to them. They all settle down together and savor the delectable pie. The scene shifts to the Brukasha Empire, specifically to the imperial capital of Nedgard. Emperor Nedal is seated when Lucius enters and informs him that he has received unsettling tidings from the kingdom of Beltram, adding that it would be troublesome if Duke Arbar succumbed now. The emperor responds that he dispatched a goodwill emissary as a token of their amity, but internal disputes won't resolve anything. The goodwill emissary then enters and informs Lucius that he has been searching for him, as he desires to implement his scheme, but has encountered a certain impediment. He requests Lucius to abduct an important individual for him, the second princess of the kingdom of Beltram, Princess Flora.